Good morning, class. Today we will discuss training and continuous professional education, competency building strategies. At the end of our discussion, you will be able to reflect on the set of skills and competencies, identify courses and activities in a comprehensive employee training program, and visualize oneself pursuing higher studies. For vital competencies and skill set, tourism and hospitality management students must make sure they possess or develop a set of employment skills that will raise their competitiveness in the dynamic job market. So, ang department natin, uh, we're making sure na before you graduate, of course, mayroon kayong mga skills na gain, knowledge na nagigain in the hospitality industry. Kasi yun yung kailangan ninyo. It is vital. These are vital competencies. Kaya nga may mga offered technical courses sa TESDA for you to be able na ma-qualify in the future if you are applying for a job in the hospitality industry. So nowadays, many studies reveal that employers kasi are particularly interested sa mga aplikante na nakakapag-demonstrate ng mga vital competencies na ito that are useful in the real world. So the first competency is social and communicative competencies. Ito'y tumutukoy sa iyong abilidad as a person to cooperate and interact positively sa iyong mga or unproductively sa iyong mga kasamahan to your fellow employees, superiors, customers or guests, suppliers, members of the community, what else, media, government agencies, and other stakeholders. Like Luisa, isang newly hired sa isang resort, okay? And siya yung umattend ng 5-day orientation course on the duties of a housekeeping attendant. Okay? So at the end of each topic, mayroon siyang mga relevant questions na tinatanong sa trainer. Okay? Then she diligently followed instructions and demonstrated all tasks correctly. Then she was able to clear the garbage in 1 minute. Okay? Make the bed in 3 minutes. Clean the toilet in 8 minutes. Clean the guest room in 7 minutes. Do the dusting and set up the amenities in 5 minutes. So for Luisa, she actively listens, or active listening like Luisa, in the case of Luisa, it truly leads to a better understanding sa yung task or trabaho and more productive performance at your work. Okay? Next, we have personal competency. This refers to the ability of a person to be critical of oneself, one's values, attitudes, and ideals. So, for example, may customer na galit, no? Nagsabi siya ng mga complaints niya sa'yo dahil ikaw yung nasa front desk, for example. So, you should know how to manage and handle those kinds of customers or situations. Sa personal competency, for example, is Dominic, an airport guest services staff. Okay? Kasi one of the most stressful tasks, okay, of frontliners is facing angry clients. Okay? Like Dominic, na nasa airport. Okay? Uh, she looks at guest complaints as an opportunity to serve them better. So kung may mga complaints ng ating mga customers, okay, let us take it positively, It is an opportunity to serve our customers or clients better. Okay? So, when customers get emotional, class, don't take it personally. Okay? We should patiently listen to them. Okay? And jot down yung mga complaints nila, isulat natin. Then, we should address that. Okay? We should address those concern or get some help to ease their pain. Pwedeng andyan yung superior mo or immediate supervisor, pwede tayong mag-ask ng help sa kanila to ease the pain or ease the pain ng mga customer natin. Okay? Para medyo mapacify yung kanilang emotions. Okay? That's for personal competency. Next, we have activity and action-oriented competencies. This refers to the ability to operationalize all kinds of social communication, personal values and ideals, and to integrate all other kinds of competencies. Dito na papasok class yung napag-aralan natin na assertive communication. Kung may mga complaints tayo regarding sa ating performance, sa ating trabaho, we should communicate politely. No? Kung may mga corrections tayo regarding our attendance, regarding our job performance, okay? Kung alam natin sa sarili natin na halimbawa perfect attendance tayo sa trabaho tapos may absent tayo na isa o dalawa. So, we should communicate politely. No? Ma'am, sir, wala naman po akong absent. Because you know yourself eh. So, in that case, you should communicate politely. Then, we have example dito, si Martin na isang commis sa isang cruise line company. No, ang kanyang score based doon sa kanyang evaluation is 4.47. Hindi niya na-meet yung 4.50 for him to be able na ma-line up sa promotion bilang chef. So, alam niya sa sarili niya na complete attendance siya. Kasi based doon sa doon sa evaluation nila, mayroon daw siyang mga absences and tardiness. So, naghanap siya ngayon ng ebidensya para maka-line up siya sa promotion. So, yun, based on the biometric report, complete attendance siya. So, nakipag-uusap siya kay HR politely, and yun, naipakita niya yung ebidensya, and then, so yun, na bago yung kanyang score, na-meet niya yung 4.50. So yan, we should communicate politely kung may mga complaints tayo. Okay? So that's for activity and action-oriented competencies. Next competency is professional and methodological competencies. So this pertain to the ability of a person to translate all concepts, experiences, and techniques learned through education, work exposures, and developmental activities into effective strategies to attain specific work objectives. So, ang example nito class is mas maintindihan natin, is si Bert, no? Siya isang bago sa Plush Spa sa Dubai. Okay? At siya ay isang Filipino receptionist doon sa Dubai. So, natutunan niya that 70% of their company's clientele, 70% ng kanilang client ay mga Arabs. Okay? So, nearly all customers speak English or at the very least. So, conversational English. Okay? Then, during his 2 days off, okay, ginamit niya yung 2 days na kanyang day off niya. And then, he hangs around with friends in malls, dining out, visiting museums and tourist spots. So, nag-explore siya ngayon. No? Then, learning more about Muslim culture. So, yun yung ginawa niya sa kanyang 2 days off. Okay? And, enrolling in an online Arabic language course. So, nakita nyo yung professional and methodological na ginawa ni Bert na strategy. Okay? He took the initiative to learn, no, and understand better yung culture doon sa Dubai. Okay? Ang pagkatuto kasi natin and understanding sa foreign culture like in Dubai, hindi lang doon, sa iba't ibang panig pa ng mundo, no, it is a plus factor, no, for tourism and hospitality workers kasi mas magiging effective and desirable tayo sa ating mga clients, and guests. Okay? So, kung kailangang i-adapt natin ang ibang culture for us to be more effective sa ating workplace, then gawin natin. No? Mag-explore tayo, no? Sa kanilang mga culture. So, that's for professional and methodological competency. Next topic, we have employee training program. Next is training. So it refers to teaching, educating, guiding, molding, coaching, mentoring, and inculcating in an employee new competencies, skills, concepts, and techniques to help improve job performance and carry out work more efficiently. So sa kahit anumang professions or jobs, we all need trainings. Okay? Kailangan natin yan for us maging effective tayo sa ating workplace, di ba? And for us to uh, give excellent service to our customers. Okay? So that's for training. Again, it's all about teaching, educating, guiding, molding, coaching, mentoring, and inculcating in an employee new competencies. Okay? Kailangan kasi natin makagain ng sapat na competencies, enough skills, and concepts, techniques for us to improve, no, our performance sa ating mga trabaho, especially sa hospitality industry. So, may mga some examples that tayo dito of examples of training, okay? So, sa mga halimbawa, bagong empleyado, newly hired, halimbawa, we have biometric payroll system orientation, life skills for culinarians, and laws on serving alcoholic beverages. Hindi tayo basta-basta pwedeng mag-serve, lalo na kung minor, di ba? Then operation on the point of sales system, conducting sales blitzes and sales calls, orientation of waiters on the new menu, and familiarization with various taxes for cashiers. So these are examples, some examples lang ng training. Okay? Then after ng training, mayroon tayong development. Kung tayo ay nasa company na halimbawa or sa hospitality industry, ay continuous pa rin dapat yung ating development, yung ating improvement of our existing skills, knowledge, and attitudes as employee. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin dapat yan. Okay? So, may mga various modalities na companies have invested in employee development. Okay? Para tuloy-tuloy yung development ng kanilang employee. Ito yung mga ino-offer ng companies sa kanilang mga empleyado. On the next slide. The first one is scholarship for a master's degree. So, ayan, halimbawa, nasa teaching profession tayo, under tayo ng hospitality management. Okay? May mga ino-offer ang company na master's degree. Yan, scholarship. Then, what else? Observation tour of properties abroad. Okay? Appointing a team leader as officer in charge in a department. Participation in interdepartmental committees. Hiring a consultant to conduct personalized executive coaching for supervisors and managers. Then, attendance in national and international conferences. Yan. And designing a comprehensive management development program for high-performing employees. Then, employee training and development. Okay. And attracting and retaining talent. Okay. Growing profits. Maximizing performance. Fending off stagnation. Improving productivity and engagement. So, these are or some of the modalities na ino-offer ng mga company for us na ma-develop pa yung ating skills, knowledge, and even our attitudes. Ano? So this is for development. So aside from mga face-to-face training ngayon, mayroon na din tayong online training courses. Ano? Lalo na nung nag-pandemic, di ba? Kung maalala nyo. So, ito yung mga benefits. Okay? Save time and money. Yan, for online training courses. It can save time and money. Okay? You can learn at your own pace. Ano? Nasa bahay ka man. So, ito yung isang advantage. Then, guarantee informational consistency. Kung ano yung kagather nating information or sa mga face-to-face na training, same is true with the online training courses. Then, train multiple locations at various times at no extra cost. Okay? Then, digitally track and assess training completion. Sign-up sheets are so outdated. Kumbaga, mayroon ng sa digital na ngayon track and assess training completion. So, may mga Google Forms na pinipill-upan tayo before we enroll sa online training. Okay? So, for online training courses, it provide employees with easy access to information. Mas madali nang maka-access sa mga information, reducing uncertainty, misinformation. Okay, so that's for online training courses. These are the benefits. Next, we have 4 classifications of training courses. Number 1, personality enhancement courses. These are training courses that primarily aim to improve the behavior and work attitudes of employees. They also hope to raise the effectiveness of employees in the performance of their duties and assigned tasks. For personality enhancement courses, example niyan, mayroon tayong social skills and business etiquette. So dito, employees are being taught proper etiquette in various social interactions, kagaya ng mga na-discuss natin noon, like dining etiquette, okay, mga on how to manage telephone calls, ano yung our office etiquette. So those are social skills and business etiquette. Then smart power dressing, okay. Dito naman yung high impact of yung tinatawag nating grooming and hygiene, which is na-discuss natin. Then, basic makeup techniques, okay, specifically sa mga ladies. Okay, yan. Those are examples ng personality enhancement courses. Mayroon pa, personal branding, basic English proficiency, stress management. So, yan yung mga examples ng personality enhancement courses. The next, technical and productivity course. These training courses are designed to primarily prepare the employee or trainee to perform his or her job-specific tasks and duties at work. So, dito class, example dito, for technical, we have guest registration. Ito yung mga course dito. Settlement of guest checks, kung kayo mga nasa hotel. Room reservations, procedure and policy for hotel. Sa mga hotel ito. And sa mga resorts. Ayan. Conducting a guest showroom. Okay. Handling guest messages and parcels. So, these are examples of technical and productivity course. Okay. Next classification is mandatory courses. Refers to training courses that are required by law sa ayaw at sa gusto natin to be conducted for specific employees. Basically, ito yung mga public safety and protection. Ano yung mga example nito? We have laws on serving alcoholic beverages. So, hindi lahat ay pwedeng mabigyan or maservan ng mga alcoholic beverages, especially mga minors. First aid techniques. So, kailangan mayroon tayo niyan. Accidents and life support techniques. Mga mandatory ito before tayo ma-deploy sa trabaho or matanggap sa trabaho. Safety of life at sea or SOLAS sa mga aspiring na nag-a-apply sa cruise ship. Kailangan mayroon tayong training dito. Security management sa mga nag-a-apply na security, halimbawa sa mga cruise ships. Ayan. Emergency and disaster management. So, these are example lang ng mga mandatory courses na kailangan nating kunin bago tayo mag-apply or before ma-hired sa trabaho na ina-applyan natin. Then, management courses. These pertain to training courses designed to raise effectiveness of employees at higher levels of management, from supervisors, managers, and top executives to business owners. So, example ng management courses, meron tayong how to conduct productive meetings, and executive leadership, okay, and financial management, of course, budgeting techniques, and strategic planning. So, these are the courses under management courses, okay. Next, another subtopic is succession planning and management development program. So, in succession planning class, okay, di ba may mga positions na nababakante, okay? So, whenever an employee leaves, his or her position becomes vacant. So, ang Human Resources Department or HR Department, usually nag-a-advertise sila ng mga job opening. Okay, sometimes yung mga apprentice may want to apply or mga ibang empleyado may be seeking a lateral transfer. So, if no suitable candidate is available, then yun, gumagawa ulit ng another advertisement ang ating HR department. Kung wala within the organization, wala pang qualified. For example lang, dyan, nag-advertise sila to social media, or in other words, yung crowdsourcing and job hunting websites like jobstreet.com, or in traditional media like newspapers, campus placement bureaus. Okay, so that's for succession planning and development program. Let us define succession planning. It is the process of identifying important and critical positions in the organization and creating a talent pipeline by preparing employees to fill vacancies in their organization as others retire or move on their careers. So in succession planning, it helps to ensure business continuity and performance, particularly during times of shifting leadership and change. Okay? Sa business kasi or sa company, hindi pwedeng, di ba, mag-stop ang operation dahil may mga vacant position lang. So, it ensures yung business continuity. Okay, so mahalagang succession planning kasi halimbawa na bakante yung isang position, so meron kang at least meron kang contingency plan kung sino yung ilalagay mo sa position na yan or kung sino yung mailalagay diyan. Okay? Andun na lahat pati advertisement ng HR, ayan, advertisement for job vacancy, ayan, job openings, ayan. So nandiyan lahat under succession planning. Then, it can help identify the knowledge, skills, and training needed in a future external candidate. Pag sinabing external, yung halimbawa galing sa labas, yung applicant, no? Kung walang makita o kung wala pang qualified under the specific department, kung wala pang qualified na pwedeng ipalit doon sa nabakanting position. So, kukuha si HR ngayon ng external candidate, aplikante sa labas. Okay? So, that's for succession planning. So, in succession planning, may tinatawag tayong mga successor. Sino-sino ba yung mga qualified na pumalit sa nabakanting position. So, kung sino yung mga papalit, sila yung tinatawag na successor. So, sa successor, it is an incumbent employee. Empleyado na siya, no, ng company. Then, promote siya ngayon. Possibly within the same department na with the right knowledge, skills, and attitudes para i-fill up yung vacant position until a permanent replacement can be identified. Or in other words, acting as officer in charge. Okay? So, that's successor. Successor, again, is an incumbent employee. Okay? So, ito yung mga options class, no, for supervisory level position and managerial position. Kung halimbawa itong mga position na ito ay nabakante, ano. Number 1, promote the best fit staff. Okay, these are the options na pagpipilian. Transfer a qualified and competent supervisor seeking to be transferred. Halimbawa na supervisor ka sa isang branch, and yung isang branch na malapit sa bahay mo ay nagkaroon ng bakanting position in supervisory level or managerial position. Pwede kang magpa-transfer doon. Okay? And then, hire an external candidate or mag-hire ng qualified candidate sa labas. Okay? So, that's for options under supervisory level and managerial position. Also, we have 3 important preliminary steps for the newly promoted or hired employees. So, number 1 is the pre-deployment documentation. Okay, prior to deployment, andyan dapat yung mga mahalagang documents mo. Okay, as newly promoted or hired employee. Secondly, pre-deployment training. Okay, mga certificates mo, mga training certificates mo prior to your deployment. Then, provisionary employment. Okay, so these are the 3 important preliminary steps for the newly promoted or hired employee. Next topic, we have competency and proficiency certifications. Competency is a measurable pattern of knowledge, skills, abilities, behaviors, and other characteristics that an individual needs to perform work roles or occupational functions successfully. Competencies specify the how of performing job tasks or what the person needs to do the job successfully. So in competency class, one of the important credentials kasi ng isang job applicant ay yung kanyang set of competency and proficiency certifications. Ano ba ang purpose ng competency? Competencies are used for assessing and selecting candidates for a job. So, dyan sila nagbabase. Competencies are used for assessing and managing employee performance. Kaya nga nagkakaroon ng mga performance evaluation. Then, workforce planning. Or andyan yung succession planning, di ba? And employee training and development. That's for competency. Okay, ang proficiency naman is both a measure of performance and a set of observable behaviors that describe what a proficient employee produces and how the employee must work to achieve those results. So that's for competency and proficiency certifications. Next, we have continuous professional education strategies. So, like higher education, nandiyan yung master's degree, doctorate degree, kung tayo ay nasa teaching profession halimbawa ng hospitality management. So, kailangan natin yan. Kailangan magpatuloy pa rin tayo to enhance our knowledge and skills. So we also have executive programs in campus or modular or online, specialized and highly technical training like TESDA, professional and industry events, kagaya ng mga conferences, seminars, webinars, mga symposium, industry dialogues, high-profile lectures. Then internship, apprenticeship, cross-training, and secondment. Ano ba yung mga benefits ng continuous professional education? So, may mga benefits din yan like additional credentials and boost qualifications and skill set. And of course, enhances your motivation, enhances your prospects for greater specialization or multitasking. Then, what else? Kung pwede maging benefit nito, yung it develops a more mature and perspective and critical thinking. These are some of the benefits of continuous professional education. So, thank you so much, class, for listening to our uh, discussion. Okay, see you next meeting. And of course, this is included in your prelim examination. Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye, class.